Today I want to speak to you about the true king, not a man on a throne, not a divine human, but the one whose rule endures forever, and the people called to live under that rule. We're going to look at Daniel chapter 7 and connect it to 1 Samuel 8, where Israel first rejected divine kingship, because the same mistake appears in every generation, people trusting in human power instead of the reign of heaven. In 1 Samuel 8, the elders came to Samuel and said, "Appoint a king for us to govern us like all other nations." Samuel was upset, and the Eternal said, "Heed the demand of the people, for it is not you they have rejected, it is me they have rejected as their king." In 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 7. That verse pierces the heart. They wanted a man they could see, a warrior to march before them. But God warned, "Your king will take your sons, your daughters, your fields, and you shall cry out because of your king." And that's a paraphrase of 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 11 through 18. Human power always takes, divine rule gives life. Centuries later, Daniel saw the consequence of trusting empires. 4 beasts rose from the sea, a lion, a bear, a leopard, and a dreadful creature of iron. They ruled like predators, devouring the earth. Then Daniel saw something new. One like a human being came with the clouds of heaven, reached the Ancient of Days, and was presented. Dominion, glory, and kingship were given. All peoples and nations would serve. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that shall not pass away. And that is in Daniel chapter 7, verses 13 to 14 in the NJPS version. Now, many stop there and claim this is a single divine man, but Daniel didn't stop. He asked for the meaning. Let's let the angel explain. In Daniel chapter 7, verses 17 through 18, these great beasts mean 4 kings that will arise on the earth, but the holy ones of the Most High will receive the kingdom and possess it forever, forever and ever. And again, in chapter 7, verses 27, it says, "The kingship shall be given to the people of the holy ones of the Most High." The text interprets itself. The one like a human being represents the nation restored, the faithful community under the Eternal's rule. This is not a new deity beside the Ancient of Days. It is Israel redeemed from beastly empire. The beasts are nations that rule through fear and blood. The human figure stands for righteousness and justice. It is the contrast between inhuman empire and a humane kingdom. Daniel's vision shows Israel finally learning the lesson of Samuel, that no human king can replace God's kingship. The Son of Man kingdom is the moment when humanity itself becomes obedient again to the Torah of heaven. Now some say, "Look, all nations will serve him. That must be worship." But the Aramaic word pelach also means to render allegiance. In Daniel chapter 3, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to pelach the image. In Daniel chapter 6, Daniel refuses to pelach the king. If Daniel teaches anything, it is this: worship belongs only to the Eternal. So when chapter 7 says the nations serve, it means they yield to the rule of heaven through the faithful people. It is political submission, not divine worship. The Ancient of Days opened the court, judges the beast, and gives the kingdom to the people of the holy ones. Daniel chapter 7, verse 22. Judgment was rendered in favor of the holy ones of the Most High, and the time arrived when the holy ones gained dominion. The kingdom endures because the Eternal's rule endures, and the people share in it only by obedience. Do you hear the echo from Samuel? Israel once said, Give us a man king. Daniel now shows that every man king becomes a beast. Only when the people live under the direct rule of the eternal God does the kingdom become truly human again. This is the restoration Daniel saw, the same restoration I speak about in my book, True Peace with Restoration to God. Get it on Amazon today. That book walks through the same truth. Peace is not found in human power, but in returning to the path of the eternal. If you've been searching for what it means to live under God's kingship today, you'll find that message there. Then return here, because Daniel 7 is that same restoration written in vision form. Isaiah saw it in Isaiah chapter 2 verse 4. They shall beat their swords into plowshares. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. Micah saw it in Micah chapter 4 verse 5. All peoples may walk each in the name of its God, but we will walk in the name of the Lord of our God forever and ever. Both prophets, like Daniel, proclaim the same message. The world will not be saved by a man, but by a people who walk in the name of the eternal God. So what about us? Every generation faces the same test. Will we demand another human savior, or will we let the eternal reign as king? Every empire we build just becomes another beast. But every heart that humbles itself before the eternal becomes part of the holy nation that Daniel saw. That's the kingdom that will never end. Not ruled by force, but ruled by righteousness. My friends, the Son of Man in Daniel is not a divine substitute for God. It is the faithful community living under divine kingship. It is the return of humanity to obedience. From Samuel to Daniel, the message is the same. The eternal is king. Every crown of man will fall. Every throne will fall. But the throne of heaven stands forever. Let us reject the pride of the beasts. Let us stop seeking salvation in human rulers. Let us return to the commandments of God, to justice, to compassion, to truth. And may we become those holy ones of the Most High who receive the kingdom and reflect the glory of the eternal on earth. May that everlasting dominion come soon, when every heart knows that the eternal alone is king.